On this episode of Leon's Garage Adventures, we're putting an LS3 into a 1987 Fiero.
Damn, boy! Please tell me that the universe gifted you that ladder.
Yeah, I stole it from Mike's house. Oh, this episode is brought to you by Sponsored Tea from Andrew.
That's not the ones I brought.
Yeah, whatever.
Is all this for your car?
I'm sitting by it, ain't I?
That's a big old mess we got.
Yeah, it is. After setting all this out now, I'm pretty done. I think we're done filming, right?
I don't even know where to begin. What do you want out of the car?
2.8. That's an 87 GT. That's it. That's literally the whole car.
Okay. It doesn't run, right?
We can try. There's like a rod hanging out of the bottom of it.
Oh, okay. So yeah. No point in that. Big turbocharger. Poly Terminator EFI kit. Sniper EFI intake with 102mm throttle body.
Yeah, little injectors.
Upgraded cam. Dual Turbo Smart wastegates for all the boost. Upgraded suspension, front and back. New control arms.
Headers. Here's some cooling stuff. Out for the alternator.
And a whole bunch of other accessories needed to make it run.
Hell yeah.
So that's it. The new project is going to be a turbo 6.2 Pontiac Fiero. Obviously, a bunch of you got to see the video on the 3.8 supercharged Fiero, and that thing was such a blast. We need to go all out with this. Basically make the scariest Fiero known to man.
Nah, it'll be the scariest. We're gonna have AC, full interior. That's it. Grocery getter. Alright, so here's the kit from Archie's. We have the cooling system.
Upgraded radiator.
Mounts. Well, we got some cut out pieces of metal mounts. Fancy flywheel. I do enjoy looking at that.
And that's required because
we're putting an LS into a Fiero.
Because you want to use the stock transmission.
Yeah, I want to use a 5-speed. Spacing on the flywheel, the way it is, so that everything clears, because between the adapter and the clutch and everything, it's like super tight fit.
New upgraded axle, harmonic balancer. Nope.
I bought that. It doesn't look like that much. Like most of the stuff is stuff that I bought before the kit. So, all right, let's pull this motor out. Thanks, guys. It is light. Super light, yeah. Come with me, and you'll see the world of OSHA violations. Oh, okay, so this is how you pull this thing out. You ready? You got the cables. Wait, well, we pulled the whole thing out. The cables go on this. And there. So we pulled the cables out. We pulled the harness from the inside. It actually just goes through this. This isn't a plug. This actually just holds the wires through the firewall. The two plugs at the ECU and the one for the code reader. They come through here. Plug into these two plugs, and your other OBD reader comes up here. Yep. Pulling pretty much everything out of the bay, I guess, while it's like this, just to make it easier just to drop it down, because none of it's going back in the vacuum canister, the air filter, all that.
This is what we've got so far. Cans, literal cans of things.
It's cleaner in the bay.
Yeah, basically a bunch of emission stuff and stuff to help it run a little bit smoother.
Yeah. So this car is kind of rusty a little bit underneath. So this is getting cut out anyways. We're gonna do the turbo and stuff in the back. Actually, you know what we could do? We could cut this whole wall out and put a piece of chromoly there, and then just run it however we want.
It's true. Hey, if you ever need to remove this blower fan, remember that there's one extra bolt inside.
Yeah, throw the whole thing out. Yeah, it's literally up there around the corner. Look at you. I'm sure that worked perfect before he destroyed it. Actually,
It took all the stuff out.
no, I destroyed it. Here. Yeah, there it is. After I destroyed this. Whoa! Look at this guy. He's a Fiero guy.
That's what they look like.
That's what they look like.
This is a Fiero guy in the wild,
This
dude.
is what a Fiero owner looks like.
See?
If you can't handle me at my worst, you don't deserve
If you can't handle me at my Fiero, you don't deserve me at my other Fiero.
Bit of a problem we found on both sides. They got some weird wheel locks on them. Anyway, here's a little fun trick.
I don't know if it's gonna work though.
That's every day.
And then hopefully we can get it in that. That ain't never coming out. Oh, come on.
Damn, boy, you slick.
Woo, you slick boy!
I bet that's hot as.
No, it wasn't too bad.
Oh,
Yeah, now we gotta get it out.
nope. Buy a new socket. Oh no. Anybody got anything breakable? You don't know how many times I've recorded Leon throwing sockets against the ground to get nuts out of them.
So this rim was actually a little bit worse. We had ended up having to drill it out because the socket wouldn't grab it. And then it was still spinning. Well, we tried to drill it out, but I didn't have the next size up. So I heated it up and then just snapped off. So we got it off good enough. Brake lines, I ended up just cutting them because they cut like they were paper.
It was way too easy.
It literally just fell apart. So we're gonna go ahead and replace all the brake lines from my other car, put them on it, and we're actually not gonna use this subframe. I have another car for the subframes. Next, we're going to drop down the springs and the 4 bolts for the subframe, and we'll lower it down from the top.
How many inches did you need of clearance?
From here, it should be like 45.
All right,
so,
everybody at home do a prayer. The Nina de Pinta de Santa Maria.
yep. So we're about to drop the subframe, right? But hopefully these bolts come out without an issue because it's pretty rusty under there. We're gonna replace the whole subframe, but if these get fucked up and we can't put in new bolts, then I'm just gonna start with the other chassis and then put all these body parts on it, which is a whole lot more work. So hopefully this works. It's just spinning, but I don't know if that's out or what. Guess I need a big ratchet. Oh boy. I think it was coming out and then all of a sudden it just started spinning on the
I
inside.
think there's a caption knot on the inside.
Okay, so coming from the last scene, obviously we had some issues. The frame was a little bit bad, which brings us to victim number 2, which I parked in the backyard about 2 months ago. I thought I was just gonna scrap it, but I guess now this is gonna be the one we're gonna build. So, here it is. You can see the beautiful craftsmanship in the engine bay.
What's left of it?
The spacious inside. The interior is fucking mint. And whatever this is.
So basically, we got to get this engine and transmission out. Same steps.
Continue back on. So let's pick up where we left off. Alright, so we're about to drop down the engine with the subframe and everything. And hopefully all goes well and we don't break everything. Alrighty, we have our 3.8 out and 5-speed transmission. And the next step is we're going to pull the control arms off, all the suspension off actually, and we're going to pull the motor and trans, and then we're going to install the Archie's kit. And with the kit, basically, you put your motor and trans on there and he sends you the mounts. So you make your own mounts basically. So with the kit, they give you one axle. It's this one right here. And basically, this part is a little bit longer, so it moves over more to clear the flywheel and everything on the V8 because it's like super close. And you reuse your other axle, which is kind of in a bind right now, so we should probably take care of that so we don't ruin it. Okay, so Andrew's over here and he is breaking loose the old motor mounts and transmission mounts. Doing an excellent job.
It looks like they were already broke loose, all the rubbers obliterated.
Okay, so Andrew's over here not really doing much, but it looks like it. We have popped off the old, was that trailing arm? I think that's what it'd be, like the old trailing arm. And pop the axles out, so we're about to drop off the A-arms and lift the motor and trans. And then we're gonna start cleaning up the subframe, modifying it, and then we're gonna test fit the new engine and transmission. Alright, so Andrew's done all the grunt work.
Now for that glory shot, boy. Oh, it's still connected.
Is it? I guess so. Andrew did all that glorious work for nothing.
Now that Andrew got all the bolts out this time, he said ambidextrously,
I'm wild and free, butterfly in the sky, I can look high. This whole thing is going to go to the Reading Rainbow because you wanted to hum in the background. Alright everybody, on the next episode we're going to have the subframe all stripped down. I don't think you guys want to see that. That's easy enough to figure out on your own. We're going to have the transmission off and probably going to pressure wash the subframe, and we'll show you how to cut it up and make some mounts. If you guys want to see more episodes like this or what happens to this thing, subscribe. Hit the little bell thingy, and voila, good to go. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you next time.
still swinging. It's going to go to a key party next.